DC comic world, you know, pretty much is defending the death of his son at the hands of the Teen Titans. You know, it's kind of a blood honor thing. You know, whereas, you know, on Arrow, you know, I had to wrap my head around the idea of representing. You know, I met Marv Wolfman, you know, and George Perez. And George Perez actually, when I first met him, said, "You don't look anything like Slade." He said, I think I just looked too brown and probably young to George at first, because his drawings are kind of like, you know, a quite fairer guy with, you know, light grey hair, and then I said to him, I'm 45, and he went, well, okay. But it made me really uncomfortable that George Perez said to me that he didn't think I looked anything. And then I started performing the role, and a few months later I went to another convention and I ran into Marv Wolfman. As a matter of fact, he walked up to the side table, and I didn't know who he was, and he went, "Hey!" And then he walked off, and somebody said, "You know who that was?" And I said, "Look," and he goes, "That was Marv Wolfman, who created Deathstroke." And I leapt over my table and I ran over to him and I said, "Brother, hey son, look, George Perez says I don't look anything like Deathstroke. What are you?" And he said to me, "Listen, the qualities that I wrote for Slade Wilson, I think you're inhabiting them perfectly. You know, I just try to play him like a man with real, you know, good solid foundation of morals, and, you know, but just in war and stuff like that. And, you know, I mean, they use the twist of Mirakuru and the love triangle in our storyline, the television version. But you know, I was just trying to keep some integrity in that, because that gold and black mask, you know, gold, the mighty gold, you know, versus the black, you know, it's such a great contrast of the two sides of a character. You know, I really try to keep him in that very, you know, I mean, Deathstroke, I don't think to anybody is necessarily a villain. You know what I mean? He's so in the grey zone, you know? But, yeah. But then answer the question.
Chris, Becky asked, what is the difference between